Insanity defined on a 120 by 53 and a third yard field. This year's been drunk as hell. Nothing can be predicted. Every matchup has the potential to become absolute chaos. I'm slowly dying in the corner trying to cover it all. There's only one constant to the NFL in 2025. Every team sucks. Not joking, there are glaring weaknesses to all 14 that somehow made it here. Nobody is truly elite. Everyone has a chance. The Chiefs are gone. The Lions are nowhere to be found. The Ravens are nevermore. New division winners nearly everywhere. Except the NFC East for some reason. Good lord, this is gonna be a shit show of glorious proportions. Bring out the contestants! Sometimes I sit back and wonder if curses are more than narratives we throw on teams. Look at the damn Bolts. Liquid LA once had great promise in this campaign. Justin Herbert skying the ball to Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston with actual hands. Jesse Minter's defense overcoming size deficiencies with impeccable positioning and awareness. Overcoming all odds and challengers to forge their own destiny. This team would be an unstoppable wagon in an alternate timeline. If their O-line were completely obliterated, when you lose 2 All-Pro tackles for the year, it's not good. When your O-line signings for the interior have been flops, even worse. When you have so many O-line combos in the year, you're dwarfing a Popeyes menu? Oh god, where's the bleach? Defenses play Whack-a-Herbert nearly every week, and I'm shocked he only has a fractured non-throwing hand. Oh, there was a time where they had damn near 25 guys in the infirmary. The Chargers survived the onslaught. They may not survive any more damage. Who has it better than them? A lot of teams, actually. A lot of pressure on them, isn't there? The national media is out here hyping the Bills as if they're a past vintage, but if you've been paying attention, they aren't doing shit this year. Buffalo is an incredibly flawed team being repeatedly bailed out by Josh Allen becoming a fire god and James Cook punishing defenses. Sean McDermott's been milking that cow for years. I'm shocked there's still something drinkable coming out of the teat. Certainly isn't for the massive flop known as Keon Coleman, neither for that defense. It's fucking bad. They can't stop a damn thing against the run. Offenses bulldoze them in most facets, especially in the face of despair. Injuries and flat-out lack of talent have devastated the unit. Tre'Davious White is starting in 2025. That's all you need to know. That foot injury Josh has been dealing with is nagging too. His heroics might not be enough to stem the tides of war in the end. The Chiefs are finally gone, great. Bad year to be off form. Don't let expectations swallow you whole, Sean. It might lead to your deserved firing. Quite the turnaround from that early season disaster, wasn't it? Not many teams dig themselves into an 0-3 hole and live to tell the tale in January. But the Texans are different. That defense is fucking phenomenal. One of the highest paid in the league, and they sure as hell play like it. Game changers in every sense of the word. Good luck setting the edge against these fuckers. They don't adjust a thing. All the Texans say? Beat us. We dare you. You probably won't. Better teams have tried and failed. Here's a shovel. Dig your own grave. If they can get anything, and I mean literally anything from whatever's supposed to be an offensive game plan, Houston's going far. Easier said than done with the inbred Nick Caley calling the shots. And whatever's supposed to resemble a run game these days. And CJ Stroud flickering like a light switch. Maybe they could do something in the red zone this time too. That's a pipe dream. Expect a lot of low-scoring grinds. If they sputter out the gate, Nick Caley's head will be on a pike. Well deserved too. Tonight, on the NFL's Eternal Cockroach, a team that should have died nonstop throughout the season reinforces that the bullshit is eternally real. Imagine your average created character in an RPG. Then throw every skill point into the luck stat. You have the Black and Gold Brigade. And all according to Kekaku's season where every other team in the AFC North falls apart. In spite of Pittsburgh trying to hand it back. An offense led by Old Man Rogers, a strong run game, and a litany of exotic Jonnu Smith plays. Which is maddeningly inconsistent. A so-called historic defense still being carried by high-end talent and a litany of former Pro Bowlers. Also maddeningly inconsistent. DK Metcalf offering a punch they sorely needed. On offense and fans in the stands. A franchise that has survived off splash plays and fluke miracles for years on end. But you forget one thing. The bullshit is real. When Teflon Tomlin is rightfully called into question, Deus Ex Machina blesses them with opponents repeatedly self-destructing on themselves. And heinous ref ball supreme. Could also be holy water blessing Acrisure. Who knows? They shouldn't be here, and it will further delude them into believing that their approach is the true path, but it only means one thing. The Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. Don't ask why. It just happens. The bullshit will continue until morale improves. Enjoy your hell. I figured they'd get a boost from firing the incredibly stagnant Dougie P, but this? Duval's a monster I never considered a breakout from. The prison guards are being overrun. Chaos consumes us whole. It comes in the form of Trevor Lawrence. He picked his nose and unleashed his massive boogers of talent on the world. His awkward grace and stumbling prowess has evolved into the quarterback scouts dreamed about 5 years ago. The Liam Cohen effect has been a godsend. Actual coaching. Adaptable game plans. A true contender in every sense of the word. Awkward Duval chance not with this fucking defense. Try running against them, I dare you. Although Trayvon Walker, 3.5 sacks? Strange. Entering this maze of horrors of hell nobody wants to endure. Unless T-Law throws his typical dirt pick in the red zone of the drops he's come back from earlier in the year. But that's been rarer. The endless penalties have not, however. Know the scary part? They're doing this without Travis Hunter. And of Brian Thomas missing his hands for months. Jacoby Myers really did unlock the next level. Would you look at that? Somehow, the Patriots returned. The evil empire has made way for the First Order. Mayday calls in vain made by nearly all opposition, but no hope is coming for them. Drake, May will be the salvation of a brighter tomorrow for a team that didn't suffer long enough. The rest of the AFC East cringes. You're supposed to wait at least a decade for another franchise QB? Nobody told New England. Everything is humming. They're finally utilizing Travion Henderson. Ramondre's not fumbling the ball all the damn time. Stephon Diggs is strangling secondaries and that's it. Christian Barmore's assaulting offensive lines and that's it. They're getting key pieces of the team back for the push. And all it took was a Sherman soft schedule and an MVP campaign at quarterback. Now we get to see the Patriots against real teams, their greatest test. Are they really ready? This January is going to reveal much about the First Order. Prepare the Death Star. Someone please find their exhaust port. Would you like to play a game? Denver definitely does. The rules are simple. You die and repeat to their defense. They kill your quarterback and your confidence with the ball and repeat. Most sacks in the NFL, and it harkens back to that 2015 vintage. Elite players in development at every turn. And they crave blood and depravity. Nothing gets them harder like winning insanely ugly nearly every week with Tim Tebow 2.0 ripping off comeback drives with walk-off field goals ad nauseum. It's nowhere near sustainable, but don't tell that to Broncos fans. They'll just send that vaunted defense to kill you once again. As you can tell, I find Denver to be pretty damn suspect. Their offense is a mess most games. Extreme inconsistency, especially in the first 3 quarters. Then Denver simply activates their trap card and pretend everything's fine. But in January, it's different. It's not Mo Picks being shaky as hell. It's not even the receivers dropping everything in sight. It's Sean Payton. That dude's gonna cost them down the line. He'll get way too damn cute in a play call or a drive and fuck him. He's done it before, but that defense bails him out. Except Jacksonville. Tread lightly and get your shit together on offense or face the consequences. It did break Green Bay, though. Football exists for many reasons. The primary one's to rip your damn heart out. Remember Green Bay in September? The endless hype, the dominating wins, Micah fucking Parsons terrorizing QBs every drive? Jordan Love activating the rule of 27? A year-long Toyota-thon destined to end in Lombardi. The football gods had other plans. Oh, the Super Bowl contender you got's pretty cute. What if everyone died? Nearly every impact player on both sides of the ball falling to the sword of injury or being hobbled by one. It's best to simply pretend you're a mediocre franchise instead of staring at the abyss of a lost season. Not many are gonna feel bad for you otherwise. Especially since you have to go into the heart of Chicago and a brother that's been eager to get petty revenge for decades on end. You expect to win with a terrorist featured at cornerback? Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine are civs. Why not add the worst corner in the league and Trayvon Diggs to it? The old power's weakened. Matt LaFleur's been fighting for his job and it still may not be enough. Dead serious though, if it weren't for the 7th seed being added, LaFleur would be mega fired. The Packers landing ass backwards into this spot for any damn reason's apparently a tradition. You know of the Shanahan curse. He can have no nice things in this world. He must suffer eternally for 28-3. If endless injuries were considered for Lombardi's, the 49ers would be a goddamn dynasty. Damn near everyone being taken out for long stretches of time. Except Christian McCaffrey for some reason. They sacrificed Fred Warner and Nick Bosa for his health. But the Niners defied the gods' will. Shanahan, like Odysseus, will not die. They found a way to survive and thrive in spite of the endless ailments. A white-hot offense that barely punted in December led by Big Cock Brock and CMC. A defense manning zombies and whites, making it somehow work by means of Robert Saleh's sorcery. Only trade-off is it's a group that can't sack the quarterback or turn over the ball. And they've been getting killed recently. How much more can they take? At least 2 players a week keep dying despite their winning. That insanely soft schedule may have gotten them here, but getting their asses kicked by Seattle put everything in check. That strong offense can't do it alone. Considering they're going into Fangio's House of Horrors, I don't think there's enough sorcery in the world to counter it. Fred Warner may not have a chance to save them. I don't know what the fuck to think of you, Rams. On paper, they should be a legitimate contender. Matthew Stafford having the season of his life worthy of an MVP. A potent run game. Puka Nacua emerging into both one of the best receivers in the game and a total head case. A defense ripping off foes by hook or crook. Sean McVay sculpting masterpieces out of clay. This should have resulted in a top seed. But Rams House has been damaged by earthquakes in 2025. LA's coming into the dance ice cold. Going from what could be elite to facing a death gauntlet itself. And all they can do is blame themselves. The countless chokes this season. Crumbling to the Eagles. The great Seahawks collapse in 2 football minutes. The Panthers. Them! As much of a head case team as of late as Puka off the field. A once feared defense running out of gas to nearly 30 points per game given up last month. Well, the special teams, the less said about them, the better. Hey Stafford, those air shows you've been pulling off all year? The Rams need a lot more of that. Otherwise, you're burned like Emmanuel Forbes. They fucking made it. I can't believe it. Quite possibly the worst team on paper in a damn age found their way into the dance. The NFC South should be nuked from orbit. It doesn't have a right to exist. Carolina is somehow the least ass and they were a literal 5-alarm fire 2 years ago. Thank you, Tampa Bay, for absolutely collapsing on yourselves. And thank you, Atlanta, for the most hilarious outcome possible. They're the epitome of volatility. I legitimately don't know what the hell they are. The Panthers are either a stout team with upside or shit rivaling a tank bowl contender. Beat the damn Rams, crush the Falcons on repeat, slip past the likes of Dallas and Tampa Bay, then lay colossal fucking eggs to the likes of New Orleans, San Francisco, Seattle, and Tampa Bay. Yeah, Bryce Young is either a massive bust or dicing up defenses any given week. Can they just play the Falcons? When Bryce goes up against them, he becomes a god. If they can't get Rico Dowdle or Chuba Hubbard going, they're fucked. Dave Canales, who the fuck knows what he is either. This team is either getting blown out in one quarter or hilariously going far. Honestly, I'm craving the latter. I want to laugh. The wreck of the Ryan Fitzgerald will be the harbinger of chaos. So it's come to this. The Eagles' war machine creaks into January with critics and doubts out the wazoo. I don't think there's been a team that's infuriated me more over the past few years. The potential to be elite, yet repeatedly plays with fire to spite themselves. Vic Fangio's D isn't the problem. They are shit-wreckers. A group on a damn heater creating havoc for offenses everywhere. Turnover generation and sack production at a premium rate. This kind of unit should get them a free pass to another Super Bowl. Until you get to the offense. Good lord, is it terrible. Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni have somehow taken a Lamborghini and tried to run it like a fucking Peterbilt. You have so much talent to be so fucking predictable. You try to force the run game to work and fail. So it comes down to Jalen Hurts, and he usually fails. On the level of Mahomes and Allen, my ass. Multiple halves this season where they didn't complete a pass. A.J. Brown's season-long grievance session. One of the highest 3-and-out rates in the NFL? This is butchery! Shades of the 2023 collapse fortunately saved by a terrible division. Philly, you are better than this. We've seen it firsthand. Can the 2 clowns up top get out of their own way and let it ride? Or will Fangio carry them to victories and they get away with it yet again? I'm betting the latter. What the hell? The Bears. Good? Maybe there are divine blessings in the air. Hope serving up deep dish wins to the hungry folks of Chicago. And all it took was a last-second win against Washington, ironically enough. Their magic was siphoned by the Bears. And a sluggish start was completely forgotten. Ben Johnson affects a real phenomenon. A high-powered offensive attack with a strong dual-threat running game. Step on the fucking gas, we're going back to the moon, Windy City. And all it took were a metric shit-ton of defensive turnovers and endless comeback drives being pulled out of their ass. They kinda need the turnovers. The defense is pretty messy regardless, especially recently. Caleb Williams' emergence is what the Fields fanboys were hoping Justin would be. The inconsistency's still there, but he's starting to shake off the Kyler Murray in him. I think. Chicago's gone from losing in hilarious ways to winning in hilarious ways. The anti-Eberflus. The side effect is their cardiac is all hell. No matter what happens from here, Bears fans will enjoy the ride. As long as they beat Green Bay. After that, house money. Shirtless Ben Johnson rolls over all you peons. You just don't know it yet. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect this from Seattle. Decent contender with a solid defense, sure, but they ended up using every season-long boost available to them. The Legion of Boom to the Legion of Doom. Welcome to hell. The Seahawks defense will be your master of ceremonies. Foes of all shapes and sizes pulverized with increasing fury. No mercy, no quarter, just death. Did you see what they did to the Niners? Imagine that roughly 16 other times. And that D's at full strength, unlike at times this year. You know who never got hurt? JSN. A complete beast. DK who? Yeah, fuck your secondaries. Seattle's a force on the surface, but they have flaws. They start out games cold on offense. The Seahawks apparently don't have a garage to keep the car warm at night. But even if it revs up to high gear eventually, the fear of McDonald's reopening always lurks in the corner. The turnovers keep popping up at random moments. Do me a favor, don't play the Rams. It tends to bring out the worst in Sam. The pieces are in place for a deep run, but can it be done? The overhaul and the flies work so far. If you do, you can write hate mail en masse to Gino and Pete Carroll. What did I tell you? Severe flaws for every damn team. This is legitimately the most wide-open playoff I've seen in probably decades. Shit, we could even get Steelers, Panthers, and we wouldn't be all that surprised. With a season as chaotic as this, what the hell can you even try to predict a title match? I'm gonna do it anyway because I have a death wish. This year's trunk is shit and you can make an argument for any team to make it to the dance. Especially the Steelers and Panthers. Shit, the black and gold may as well be in the Super Bowl. I'm already well deep in delusions. We're going, baby, you know it! Just accept your fate! Okay, fine, it's Jacksonville versus Seattle. My sincere apologies to both fan bases.
Only if it's wide open, you keep running.
At 118 yards and adding to it, there goes Barkley into the clear, through the snow, all the way home. He's hit another